Hi there, in this video I'm going to talk about the good habits which you should ingrain into your playing, and we'll go through them one by one. In the next video which follows this, I will do a drill with you so you can practice them every day and try and get them second nature. Okay, so starting with holding the ukulele. So certainly you want to have a good posture. Make sure you're straight like this, not slumping, with your shoulders sloping, just relaxed. Okay, you want the ukulele to be against your body with the neck at 45 degrees, and I would recommend using a strap. I don't use one when I'm teaching, but maybe I should. So a strap can help. Okay, if you don't have the ukulele against your body and you fall into the really common bad habit of tilting the instrument so you can see what you're doing. I mean, there are millions of people who do that around the world, and they try and play with guitar too and the other fretted instruments. Then you really run into trouble because you can see what happens with your left hand. You're shortening your fingers and trying to play any chord, even with a slight tilt, is very difficult. I mean, B minor and E minor become almost impossible. Okay, so you want to always have the uke against your body and get used to looking at your fingers through the strings or leaning over slightly. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the left hand. Now, many people sort of learn with the thumb in the wrong position. You need the thumb vertical behind your second finger wherever it is. Okay, and the thumb should follow the curve of the neck. Certainly don't play like this, just resting on the ball of your thumb. You want to be following the curvature of the neck like that. Okay, so vertical and relaxed. This enables you to play on your fingertips. So you should have this gap between the palm of your hand here and the neck with whatever you play. So you don't want to be like this. Okay, so this helps you to get to play right on your fingertips, and then finally you need to make a conscious effort to play on your fingertips and not on the back of your fingers like that. So you want to be right on the fingertips with everything you do. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about the right arm. A lot of people in the quest to hold the ukulele dig their elbow in like this and they play over the neck. Now that's okay. I mean, it'll work quite well for basic strumming, but it does inhibit you somewhat in moving forward and developing as a player. So try and get into the habit of resting your forearm on the edge of the ukulele, not digging your elbow in. Okay, now you might want to play over the neck for a sweet sound, but still you should be able to do it with your forearm resting. Then if you want to come back to the neutral position, you just move your arm back as one unit like that, and then to the bridge maybe for a brighter sound. And so you might find when you're strumming you're moving back and forth like this, but don't dig in. Okay, so let's talk about the strum, the right hand strum. Using your arm is pretty much redundant. I'm trying to think of when you might do it. I suppose there are one or two situations with really advanced techniques when you might move your arm, but generally it's redundant in basic strumming because it just creates a thud. It just brings your fingers down onto the strings with a thud, and there's no bounce. So it's like if you remember music lessons at school, and if you learn how to hold a drumstick, they said don't hold it like this, don't clasp the drumstick like that, because it just thuds. You want to let it bounce in your fingers. So it's the same with strumming. You want your fingers to have a bit of bounce in them, so move from the wrist, okay, not from the arm. Now there are techniques in these subscription pages which cover playing with your fingers alone, strumming with your fingers alone and your thumb, and strumming with the wrist alone, and then a mixture of both. Okay, but there aren't any which include the arm. It's really redundant, so get used to strumming just with the wrist and or your fingers. Alright, so let's go on to striking the string. If you finger pick, if you've already learnt that or you've been through the videos on this site about finger picking, one bad habit I see a lot is people sort of pluck the string, so they're kind of pulling up. That's not the best way to play. You want to imagine the strings are a trampoline and push down slightly. Okay. So when you come to play a stroke, there are three things which happen. You place, push, and then you pluck. And they happen in a split second, of course. So if you've done some finger picking, then just try that. Try that sort of trampoline movement. If you haven't, just take one finger and try it. Just sort of push in. Okay, so it gives a much fatter, louder sound, and it gets the whole of the soundboard working. It helps with the general vibrations that you create. To make the ukulele sound good. So let's talk about another aspect of strumming. Try not to strum all of the strings all of the time. So you can just generally try to explore the strings a little bit more. So perhaps on the first beat of each bar you might play all the strings, and then you can tickle a bit, or you can just go up and down, trying to play sort of in clusters. Think of in clusters of two. So fourth and third string here, fourth and third, third and second, second and first. So whilst you're strumming a song, add some variety as opposed to. Finally, my last good habit is playing with accents. So whenever you're playing a song, we don't want like a flat, continuous flow of sound. We want it to be broken up with loud and soft. Okay, so try this with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first beat of each four, you might put an accent, and that can vary. It might be on the second beat or the third beat, depending on the style of music you're playing. Okay, but just generally when you're strumming, try to think about where the main beat is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if it's a waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll be doing that more in the next video. Okay, so please replay this video and pause it after each issue, and look at those 7 things. So we had posture, left hand, right hand or right arm really, the right hand strum, stroke, finger picking, stroke, and strumming, select strings, adding variety to your strumming, and playing with accents. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.